Hello there, bee guys. Let me make sure. Yep, got a red light. We're recording. Hey, it's a beautiful day here in Oklahoma. I was in these hives Monday. Was my first inspection after coming out of the winter, and everything looked really good, pretty amazing, I think. But I might have a problem in this hive right here. I think that we might be queenless. So we're going to jump back in here today, and we are going to hunt for a queen. So without any further ado, give the girls a little hello down here, let them know we're coming. And let's jump in here and see if we can find our queen. We had a real bad cold spell last week, I guess it was. And I was really surprised that everyone made it. Now I think you can see this box here that I'm taking off. It's got a lot of sugar in it. That's what all this white stuff is. This is something called a mountain camp. It's a feeding method to make sure your bees have feed over winter time. Now we've got two boxes here, a top and a bottom, and at this time of year coming out of winter, all the bees are still going to be in the top box. Now we got a frame here that they haven't drawn out. They kind of started a little bit on this side, but if there's no pollen, no nectar, they can't draw comb. So we're just going to work our way across here and see what we can do about finding mama. Because if we don't have mama, then we're going to be in a bad way. So you can see this frame here, they're just kind of working on, cleaning up, hanging out. Not a whole lot going on. What I'm going to look for is either the queen, or I'm going to look for evidence of a queen, which would be eggs. Eggs or brood. Now a lot of people said that it's awful early, she may not be laying yet. Well, I've got 4 hives here, and 3 of them have brood in them. 1 of them doesn't, so that kind of tells me that there's going to be a problem with one here. Let me go ahead and throw this frame hanger on the side here. It helps hold frames. And nothing going on there, just bees kind of walking around hanging out. I was really surprised at the amount of honey left in these hives. They did really well this winter. We're going to yank this up, and you guys are probably going to see honey on this frame. Yeah, see this capped up here? This is still honey across through there. And right in here, see if I can get y'all a little closer where you can see. Right in here, you ought to be able to see some off-colored stuff. That is pollen that they've got coming in. And there's a tree in the front yard that the bees are working right now. So it started to bloom out and things are going pretty good. Now you can see a lot more honey over here. I still see nothing but pollen. Don't see any brood. Quick look for a queen. I don't think she's going to be out this far out. She can be anywhere in the hive, but she is most likely not right here. So we'll set this back down. The more we get into the center of the hive is where we're most likely going to see her hanging out. This is about the time of year that we all start getting busy. I've got a bunch of hives that I'm going to split all these hives this year. And let's see, I got pollen all over this one bee that's walking around in here, so they've got good pollen coming in. But my plan is to split all these hives. And a split is where I take one hive and make 2 out of it. And that's going to be coming up here probably about 6 weeks. Things will be ready to split. Still not seeing a queen anywhere. I guess kind of a boring video if I don't talk. You guys just stand here looking at stuff. But again, you can see honey down here in both the corners of this deal where they've still got good resources. Let's check this side real good. sure don't see nothing. I also don't see any drone bees, which the drone is the male, and if you don't have male bees, you can't get a queen bee bred anyway. So not too good a deal. But as soon as we start seeing drones, then maybe I can set them up to make their own queen. See what we got going on here. Lots of pollen. Honey across the top of it still. Not seeing any queen. Not seeing any eggs or anything that leads me to believe that she's in here. And this is kind of right in the middle of the hive, so this is where she should be laying eggs. So if I'm going to find brood, which brood's a fancy word for baby bees, this is where I would see it. And I really am not seeing any at all. Nothing but resources. So I really am kind of worried that she's just not in here. Give these girls just a little wisp of smoke. They're not being bad, but I like to set my smoker off beside me based on where the wind is, so the smoke kind of comes across me. You know, you don't want to smoke the bees any more than necessary. A lot of people used to say it calms the bees down. Well, a friend of mine gave me a good analogy. If you woke up one morning and smelled smoke in your house, would that calm you down or would that get you upset? So anyway, I don't think that smoking them calms them down. Got no queen there. Got no brood. Again, no queen and no brood, so I'm not feeling good about this at all. You know, if I could just see some eggs, or see some eggs or larvae, or capped brood, anything that would tell me she's in here, I'd feel a whole lot better. Nothing but a big swing and a miss so far. And there's a lot of what looks to be nectar in there, which I don't know what's making nectar right now, but they are just packing these frames full of stuff. Now these last two frames are pretty much nothing. I'm going to dive down into that bottom box real quick, but I am 95% certain that these girls don't have a queen. So I'll slide these frames back over, keep everything in the same order they were in. Put these two frames back that are sitting outside, and then we're going to jump into this bottom box real quick. That frustrates me. Get the whole hive through winter time only to discover that the queen, the most important bee in the whole box, didn't make it. That's frustrating. Go ahead and get my frame hanger out of here. I got a bad habit of forgetting about it. Like I say, this bottom box is going to be just about empty, because all the bees are still hanging out up top here. Well, there's more down there than I thought. A few puffs of smoke. I guess I need to move y'all down just a little bit so you can see this bottom box. There we go. Hopefully you guys were seeing the top box. I thought I had it set up pretty good. Alrighty, we're just going to start on this outside frame, work our way across. Bees are just drawing this one out. So that'll be a good frame before too long. I'm going to move my smoker because I'm smoking myself too much. Alright, let's jump back down this next one. If I can remember to keep this down where you guys can see it. Got pollen up in here. I think you guys can see that. I got my viewfinder turned the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, I got some pollen down in there, but no queen. And now you get to hear my phone ringer. Somebody's trying to call me, but I'm a little bit busy. Matter of fact, that's a guy named Steve Easom. He is a beekeeping guru, a mentor of mine. And he'll get a kick watching this video knowing that he interrupted my hive inspection. So, what we got going on here? We have nothing. Looks like I'm moving a little pollen down here. Right up in here that I can see. But there is no queen bee anywhere. And it's tough right now because it's going to be a couple months before you can come up with a queen. Got a little pollen there. This side's got nothing in it. Starting to get a little buzz in here, so let's see if we can calm girls down a little bit. I try to be in and out of a hive in about 10 minutes. 15 is okay. 20 minutes is starting to push things. But when you're having to be as detailed as I am, it's going to take a little bit. Yeah, see, they're just now starting to come down in here and add some stuff. Here in about 2 weeks, if they're all still up in that top box, then I will invert the boxes and put them down in the bottom. And that'll help the hive finish doing what it needs to do. But if I don't have a queen in this hive, then I'm going to be headed for something else. I'm going to have to combine it. I'll combine it with my weakest hive that does have a queen. Got some honey up in here. I'll combine it with the weakest hive that does have a queen. And then, you know, I'll just have 3 hives instead of 4 until it comes time to make splits. My goal this year was to have 10, I wanted 10 hives. And I want exactly 10, I don't want 11. Because I don't want to turn this into work. Alright, y'all can see all the honey that's still up in here that they haven't eaten yet. And got some honey in that corner that hadn't been eaten yet. But there are no queens or queen singular. Alright, let's put this bottom box back together. Get things in here and get them spaced out the right way. Got a couple of homemade frames here that I've got to eyeball the spacing on. They don't have the little ears that set the bee space for me. Phone is blowing up. If you guys hear gunshots, that's what it is. Right now, I guess I'm just a popular guy. But I'm going to set this other box back here. I'm going to shake some bees down and make sure that, just make sure I'm not seeing any brood in there. So I'm just going to pop a couple of these frames out and then go back to where I ought to have some bees, or ought to have some brood, and shake the bees off of those frames so that I can check real good and make sure I'm not missing any eggs or anything. Got a bunch of bees in here for coming out of winter. I'm really happy with the numbers. It's kind of tough making these videos, trying to come up with something to talk about to keep people interested. Alright, we're kind of getting into the middle where I would expect to see some brood. So I'm going to give this a look again real quick for a queen. And if I don't see her, then I'm going to shake the bees off of this. Okay, I don't see her anywhere, so I'm just going to give this a solid little shake. Get most of the bees off. Wow, if this camera can pick it up, that is all pollen down there. They are bringing in a ton of pollen. And on this side, I don't have as much pollen, but I don't have the first egg or sign of brood in here. Let's try this one next door. Okay, I don't have to shake this one. I can see that there's nothing on there. I'm going to go ahead and back up one frame and give this one a good look. Hey, there's larvae. I got some larvae down there, and that's a good sign. Let's see. If I quit smashing bees. I don't know if the camera can see it, but I've got some young larvae out here. Some really young larvae. As I work my way out, I should see some eggs. Which I don't see eggs yet. Get some of them out of the way. Yeah, they're starting to cap that little bit of brood there. Got a couple cells that are capped. So, oh, there's a ton of eggs out here. All the way out here, you can see a whole bunch of eggs. So we are good. We have a queen. And I am getting out of this hive. I can't tell you how happy I am that there's a queen in this box. And she's laying now. So we're going to be good to go. Need to clean some of this stuff off of here. But more than anything, I just want to get out of the hive and let them go about being honeybees. So, good deal, mission accomplished. I didn't see my queen, but I've got evidence of the queen.